Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for The Media Zone with your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And the chance to win free movie tickets with the Poster Pairs game. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello and welcome to the Media Zone. Ed and Dave here. Ed and Dave with you. Just checking I had my microphone on. We had a little makeup accident before we started taping here.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Because apparently you're a vampire and I was unaware of this.
Yeah, I don't go out a lot in summer. I leave it to bronzer to take care of the tanning. Here we are on June 25th. Boy, as of this point, I can say kind of here. Not far from when we're taping this. It's not a great summer to begin with here.
No.
It's one of those rainy summers so far.
Right. It's been terrible, and if people at home hear any noises, it's just the sump pump going on to clear the set from any standing water.
Yeah, a lot of rain. It'll rain a couple days. You get one day of sun, and then it'll rain again.
But it will rain a copious amount.
A lot of rain, yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Well,
We were running at a deficit. Then we have way too much now. Way too much.
well, we got some outside scenes coming up to do to wrap up this web series, and I hope we don't get bogged down with the rain problems. It's been cool though. It's nice.
It's been comfortable.
Yeah, I like that. The 70s, a nice cool breeze, but some people like it really hot. I don't enjoy that.
Do you like the winter, Ed?
I don't mind the winter anymore. Not that I like it, but you don't have to mow the lawn. Once in a while you have to shovel out there. But pretty much all yard work is done come November. You go in and hibernate for a few months.
He hibernates. You hibernate in the summer, too.
Pretty much. Well, what do we have tonight? We have big summer films tonight, Dave.
The Heat. Not the summer heat, but it's just called The Heat.
Yeah, no heat here. And White House Down. Ooh. This is the second one. We had one of these White House films earlier in the spring where the White House was under attack. I can't even remember the name of it or who was in it. Wasn't it Renner? Jeremy Renner was in that one?
I don't know.
I believe so.
Don't know. Not a clue, Ed.
Well, this is the second one, in case you missed that one, which I'm sure a lot of people did.
Is this the one with Morgan Freeman? Was he in the other one? Was he in? Was Morgan Freeman even in one of them? I don't know.
I think he was in the other one.
Was the other one with Tom Cruise?
With Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner? I don't know. What was the one with Tom Cruise? Oblivion?
Yeah, that was the science fiction film no one saw.
No one saw that?
That was the White House film no one saw.
Okay. Well,
let's get started with this. Maybe this is the surprise hit of the summer, Dave.
This will be a surprise if this is a hit. It's called The Heat. From 20th Century Fox, stars Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy, Marlon Wayans, Michael Rappaport. Uptight and straight-laced FBI Special Agent Sarah Ashburn is a methodical investigator, Ed, with a reputation for excellence and hyper-arrogance. Shannon Mullins, one of Boston PD's finest, is a foul-mouthed individual and has a very short fuse and uses her gut instinct and street smarts to catch the most elusive criminals. Neither has ever had a partner or a friend for that matter, and when these two wildly incompatible law officers join forces to bring down a ruthless drug lord, they become the last thing anyone expected. Buddies! Rated R for pervasive language, strong crude content, and some violence.
What was the producer saying? That's Biff from Back to the Future?
Is that him?
He's old.
I thought he looked familiar, but geez, they didn't do a great job on that aging makeup. Back to the Future. He doesn't look quite as bad as he should have. And what was she using to fight crime? Dave?
What?
What was she using to fight crime?
Her gut instinct.
And there's plenty of that.
Oh, come on. She's a fine comedic actress. I think you know that.
There was some controversy on the poster that they slimmed her way down. For
Really?
The poster, yeah. She does look a little extra heavy in this one than the recent films. Must be a good day on craft services.
That's just wrong.
Oh, fine actress.
She is a fine actress, a fine comedic actress.
Sandra Bullock is kind of tough in high definition now with, looks like she's been injected with Botox or some of that extra gut that might be lying around.
She's, what? You guys can't show that.
This is the Red Band trailer.
But you can't be showing that.
No, we just did.
What about nudity? There better not be any.
No, there's just some, a lot of F words thrown around.
Oh my God. Boy, that's just loaded with fine writing.
Well, I guess a raunchy cop comedy for the women, I guess, was what we're going for.
Is that what we're going for?
I guess that's what's happening here. Going after that, what was that film a couple of years ago she was in? The Bridesmaids.
Oh, Bridesmaids.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
That was also a raunchy comedy.
That was a
but
big
good.
hit.
That was entertaining.
Mm-hmm. That was a big hit. Have you ventured out to see any of the summer films yet, Dave?
I don't think so. I think I don't even know the last film I saw. It might have been the Die Hard film.
I think it was. You were just mentioning that one.
It might have been.
Came out on DVD.
Yeah, I don't go out to the films. I'll go to China for $30 and go see a film.
Yeah, Lelac reported she's still, as far as I know at this date, in China. But I asked her how the films were over there, were there English films dubbed? And she said she didn't know because they were $30 to get into. Oh. No wonder there's all kinds of illegal pirating going on over in China on DVDs.
Can't imagine how much Mike and Ike cost over there.
Yeah, we'll have to find out all about what's going on. She did say there's not a lot of English spoken over in China, which I guess you would figure.
That's because it's China.
Well, you never know. It's Shanghai, so maybe there's some English, but apparently not. So I don't know what you do over there when nobody can speak English. Although
you get someone to translate for you.
It's starting to sound like that when I venture into the Latham Walmart, though. It's very hard to find English being spoken in there. Oh my lordy! And some guy.
There he goes.
10 o'clock on a Saturday night at the Hannaford Day, when there's only one lane open. Some gentleman with I'll just say an English impairment. I don't know what language he was trying to speak, but going over why a package of candy was some amount. And he had a lot of candy. He was going to have a sugar high somewhere. But she had to go search the candy aisle, leave the line of customers. She had to go look for whatever this guy was trying to point out. She couldn't find it. She came back. She said, that's all right, I'll whatever. She was going to smooth something over. She rang it up, and then he was still asking about something. So please, English, everybody.
Maybe, they have the express lane and the self-checkout. They should have English-only lane. Just for those people that speak English.
Yeah.
So that we know when we have to talk to someone, we will be understood.
I know we've got Spanish on every food product now. There's no room for any other languages. We got to try and pick one or the other.
Right. Let's move it along.
Let's move
to
it
White
along.
House down, because they're in a position to pass a law for English only.
Right. Channing Tatum, Jamie Foxx, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and James Woods. Capitol Policeman John Cale has just been denied his dream job with the Secret Service of protecting President James Sawyer. Not wanting to let down his little girl with the news, he takes her on a tour of the White House when the complex is overtaken by a heavily armed paramilitary group. Now, with the nation's government falling into chaos and time running out, it's up to Cale to save the president, his daughter, in the country.
Ooh.
Rated PG-13 for prolonged sequences of action and violence, including intense gunfire and explosions, some language, and a brief sexual image.
My guess is the brief sexual image will be that of Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, no. Who's nude in everything.
She's very quick to expose her parts in many a film and leave very little to the imagination.
The only thing I think she was in that she wasn't nude in was the Batman movie.
By the way, okay.
Since I didn't see that, I couldn't really tell you.
That was the Joker one, I think. Yeah. Channing Tatum. Jamie Foxx is the president. That used to be a novelty, but now, when that was done in 24 a while ago, that was forward thinking. But now we have an actual president and every other one. We've even got African American Perry White in the new Superman.
Really?
Any character that was once portrayed as white now has to be filled with an African American role.
That's okay. There's many a fine actor that can do the job.
That's always, fine to do, but when the character is Perry White, we make it a point to This is White House down.
Look at all these. We got presidents with guns and kicking some ass. Whereas the last, I can't think of a president that we've had that could do that. I mean, I don't think Nixon was capable of that. Gerald Ford couldn't walk down a flight of stairs without falling all over the place. Reagan was more concerned with just getting some damn jelly beans. But in the movies, they're ass kickers.
Yeah, only in the movies. We had Harrison Ford in Air Force One.
Yeah.
Who was the president that kicked ass? Is there one that did anything?
Real ones?
A couple were involved in gunplay, but unfortunately they didn't have the guns.
Right, they were the ones getting shot, weren't they?
Right.
I don't know of any.
No.
Maybe Obama could hold his own a little.
Yeah.
Maybe a few years ago. It's funny how when you look at a president when he's elected, and then you look at him 4 years later or 6 years later, boy, do they age quick.
They do.
That turns you. I don't want that job. Not that I would get it.
The jobs we have turned you fast enough.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Puts enough years on you. All right, June 25th. These aren't the top-notch summer films. Usually we're holding off for the 4th of July weekend. Some more coming out. Nice to see James Woods back in the films.
He's been relegated to bit parts on Family Guy.
Is that what he's doing?
He does. He shows up on Family Guy. He's shown up on a handful of episodes. All right, what do you got next, Ed? Let's move along. The pace of the show is just slowing down.
Well, sometimes you got to slow down a little and then pick it right back up.
Oh, okay.
Out on DVD.
Help! The Beatles. I need someone.
On Blu-ray. I guess it hasn't been on Blu-ray. I try to add these in if they're on Blu-ray for the first time.
If the show goes down the toilet, it's because the producer just spilled his alcoholic beverage all over the floor. Look at it. He's not even paying attention to the show now. He's just staring at the ice cubes in the puddle.
He's mourning.
He's practically crying right now.
He's mourning the spilled drink.
Oh, no.
If only we could get a shot on that. I need a camera over here for occasional shots. I'm just watching this 3 nice ice cubes lined up in a row.
They are. They're in a nice straight line. That's good. Wait a minute. What's he doing? He's licking it off the floor, Ed. Oh, my God.
Don't waste that. Now, this was just out as far as I can recall, Dave.
It was.
They must have rushed that right out because I don't think this did great business.
That's Jim Carrey, right? And Steve Carell?
Yeah, and Steve Buscemi.
Oh, yes.
And who was the girl?
I don't know.
One of those. I'm not sure who that was.
This is a wickedly funny comedy.
I don't know who said that.
No one with a job. The Call.
This is the one where we learned if you're kidnapped and thrown into the trunk of a car, Dave, you kick out the headlight, the tail light.
Or if you're thrown into the trunk of a new Ford Focus, you just pull the latch and it opens up.
Is there an inside latch
There is
in
an
there
inside
for
latch.
safety?
Yes.
Oh, that's handy in case
Forward-thinking Ford.
you fall in while you're putting your groceries in there.
Oh.
Now, Fat Albert was morbidly obese, wasn't he, Dave?
Yes, and died shortly after this was series was filmed.